Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3. 3 weeks. It is May. What day is it? This will be going out May 19th, 2020. I'll be going over The Last Dance, episode 9 and 10, video games with my girlfriend, which is becoming a headache as of late. I'm just kidding. Let's see, what else are we doing? I'm going to talk about the Series X gameplay showcase that was a little while back. I think that was on May 7th. And then I played my first ever Battle Royale. Sorry, I'm getting into my first ever Battle Royale. Call of Duty Warzone. Been playing that. I'll give you my thoughts. So, hope you enjoy the podcast. Now, The Last Dance episode 9 and 10 featured the 97, their 5th championship and their 6th championship. It's kind of cool how it started in the past, and then it started in the 98 season, then it went back to 91, and then it went from 92. It just went kind of back and forth, and then the past kind of caught up with the quote-unquote present of the documentary. And this is the series I've been waiting for. The Utah Jazz series, whatever. I wanted to see Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan go at it. I remember hating Reggie Miller so much, but as a kid, because you're rooting for, Michael Jordan, but as you get older, you realize, man, Reggie Miller was the man. He was the guy, and there's a reason why everyone was so scared of him. Oh man, Reggie Miller's so good. Anyway, seeing him and Michael Jordan talk trash and go at each other like that was really, really cool. And then when it went to when I remember Jalen Rose talking about it in other videos and other podcasts. The look on Larry Bird's face when Reggie hits that shot, and everybody. It reminded me of the scene scenes in Ocean's 11, I think it was, when they're in the movie, they're demolishing a building in Las Vegas, like a casino. And George Clooney and Brad Pitt are looking at the guy they're going to rob, the owner of the casino. And everybody's like, may I turn your attention to? And then everybody turns around, does a 180 except for Brad Pitt to watch. They all turn around to watch hope I'm explaining this correctly. They turn around to watch the casino get demolished behind them. And everybody turns around except for Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and they stare at, I can't remember his name. I wish I would have done some research. Research on that one. I did a little bit of research for other stuff, but apparently not enough, right? That's what that reminded me of. Just a guy completely focused on the task at hand, doesn't get distracted by anything else. And then to watch them embrace after the series is over, and for Larry to call him, he called him a bitch and said, fuck you. Oh, it's those kind of moments that every guy can relate. Every competitive guy, any guy who played sports, like, you love the person you're competing against, but you also hate them. Like, the love is more, but you can't stand that person at the same time. On that level, every guy is envious of that. We all wish we could be there. And and my girlfriend. My girlfriend interrupted one of the episodes. She started to ask questions about Scottie Pippen and his deep voice, just randomly right in the middle of episode 10. And I'm like, look, this is my childhood. Do not interrupt this. Okay, you can watch this with me. But it was her birthday on Sunday, and I'm watching this. I'm cooking dinner, trying to, I felt like I was spinning plates. I can't just disappear into the room for 2 hours like I've been doing every Sunday. Every Sunday I was like, leave me alone. Everything's off limits. I want to watch this. Granted, I could always go back and watch it, but I wanted to watch it live. And every now and then she'd pop in and watch a little bit of it, but basketball bores her to tears. If I ever want her to fall asleep, All I have to do is turn on basketball highlight videos, and she passes out in 2 minutes. But any other night, she has sleeping issues, quote unquote. I can't sleep, blah, blah, blah. I turn on basketball. I'm like, here, come watch this video with me. And I'll turn on old, like, Steph Curry highlights from, like, his rookie season, and she goes right to sleep. So she started asking these questions about Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson. And I was not having. I'm like, look, give me these 2 out. I'm in the kitchen. I'm cooking with you. I'm here. I'm present. I might not be mentally present, but let me watch this, please. And so, and then I liked what else did I like? Oh, the Karl Malone, when Karl Malone lost in Game 6 again for the second time to Michael Jordan, and he went on the bus and shook all those dudes' hands. Now I wonder what the situation was where he had to do that. Maybe the locker room was too. Maybe obviously you don't want to go into the locker room where they're celebrating. But did he wait around for them to get on the bus, or the buses next to each other? But the fact that he made it a point, I heard some like rumors about Karl Malone being weird and if you want to look up his history about when he was younger, it's a whole bunch of weird stories. But that right there, when he shook everyone's hand, I'm like, okay, that part I like about that guy. I really enjoy that. And that would have killed me. I don't know if I could have done that. Went on the bus while they're celebrating. And then Michael Jordan's mood changed. I enjoyed that. When he was shaking his hand, he didn't want to like celebrate right in his face. He just congratulated him, thanked him, and then for some reason it's like, say hi to your wife. Which so if you looked at it in certain ways, that could be disrespectful. Hey, say hello to your wife for him. But he meant it as obviously respect. But man, that was such a fun last few weeks. These last 5 weekends have been awesome watching my childhood hero talk about certain things. And then they said he didn't shove him. Byron Russell said Michael and them said he didn't shove him. It's like, your hand is, I know, yes, you did not shove him as hard as Reggie Miller shoved you, but you put your hands on the man. You put your hands on the man. It wasn't like today's basketball players where they stiff arm people like they're in the NFL. But you just gave him a little shove. I would go into Happy Gilmore, little tap. I'm not going to. Someone's going one way, and you just have a seat. Like it was a perfect analogy. A waiter ushering you to your seat. That's how much force was required to just get him even a little bit more off balance. And then what nobody talks about. I always thought, because Michael's hand was on his right hip, right leg, and then when he removes it ever so gently, he clips Byron Russell's the back of his foot, and I wonder if that kind of threw him off, because you see in football when they're running and someone hits their leg just a little, like you can truck someone in the upper body and they can stay on their feet sometimes. But if they're running and you clip their feet at all, and then they trip and fall. So I wonder if that little hit on his leg, on his right, I think it was his right. Yeah, if I'm remembering it correctly. If that had any issue to do with it. But and they went over the flu game, which isn't the flu game, but that sounds way better than the food poisoning game. That doesn't sound cool. Kobe had a food poisoning game. Nobody remembers it that much, except for diehard Laker fans, of course. So yeah, it was. I just want to say thank you. No one, they're not going to listen because only 2 people listen to this podcast right now. But thank you. It was so good. All right, now I want to get into what me and my girlfriend are playing. We're still playing FIFA. We're in the Premier League as Leeds United. I think Chelsea's in first place. We're like for American sports fans. This is going to sound weird, but we're 9 points behind Chelsea, I believe. I think that's how it works. Because as in soccer, it's different. If you get a win in they don't have playoffs. They have tournaments which is what the NBA wants to do in real life. They want to copy soccer and have like a mid-season tournament. But I don't think that. But in soccer, if you get a win, and if you win a game, you get 3 points. If you tie, you get 1. If you lose, you get 0. And then the team with the most points at the end of the season wins the league championship. So you can be ahead, say, 9 points, and the team in second place only has 2 games. They can't catch up to you. So you've won the league, the whole entire league. So the season matters more, like season games matter. And in the NBA, they're trying to get through the season to maybe get the best overall standings in the playoffs, and then the playoffs, that's where that really matters. But people kind of put down what you do in the regular season. And James Harden didn't perform in the playoffs. So it was like, well, he had a hell of a 82 games, so he's not a good player just because he may have been put against a team that's better than him, or he might be tired from playing all those 82 games. And then people, I don't know how this got on from me and my girlfriend playing FIFA to James Harden. I need to stop watching basketball. But yeah, so we're playing. We've realized we can't win the league championship, but there's always next season. We're 2 games. We're I think 10 or 9 points behind, and there's 2 games left in the season. But finishing second place, I think that's still pretty good. And then I wanted to talk about NBA 2K20. I'm playing that game. I'm playing my career. I'm in the 22-23 season. I'm my 4th season, I want to say. Fourth season. This is the first time. I don't control the trades in the my career mode. You're just the one player. For people who don't know what that is, you're just the one player. You have trade influence, but you just make suggestions, and then if the team can do it, the team, quote unquote, the computer can do it, then the trade goes through, or a version of the trade. Well, I haven't asked for anybody to be traded, which is weird. I should be able to ask for other people to be traded. Say I'm a point guard, and there's a good point guard on the team. I should say, hey, I want him traded so we get something for him because I'm a good point guard. So we shouldn't have 2 good point guards at the same people playing the same position. And so that way we possibly get a player at a position that we need that's better. I think that would be good. It's like, can we trade this point guard? And then what position do you need? You can just go by position. We need a small forward. So then the computer looks for available small forwards around the same overall. Anyway, that's besides the point. But they added the team traded. I played a game, and then I got interviewed. What do you think about the trade? And I'm like, what trade? And I realized in the game there were 2 people on my team I'd never seen before on my team. It was Tony Snell, who used to be a Chicago Bull, and Evan Turner, who was never on my team before. I'm like, how did these 2 guys? And a few of my guys were injured. 2 of the main guys, Lauri Markkanen's injured, and Mitchell Robinson. I got him in free agency, and so I thought maybe the team picked up free agents. Well, it didn't. It traded. Dwight Howard was on my team as a backup center, and who else? Who else did they? I got a rookie, an auto-generated rookie, a pretty good one from the draft, and they traded him and Dwight Howard for Evan Turner and Tony Snell. And I tried to look back in there's no transaction history. We're getting deep into the weeds here, but there's no transaction history. I can't look at the trades for my team or anybody else's team. And now the lawnmower guy is here. That's awesome. So I'm going to put this podcast on hold since the lawnmower's in the back. We'll get back to my... Always when I'm trying to record something. All day. Not around. I waited around. He wasn't here. Now he comes. The lawn's fine. The lawn's fine. The grass is fine. But I'll be back with this riveting NBA 2K20 podcast. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, we are back. Lawnmower man is gone. It's fine. And I thought of something. The 2K20 thing, the transaction history page. All I want is a transaction history page. All the transactions for that season somewhere I can go. You can go to stats, you can go to a whole bunch of different things, but the only way you can get it is to go into your cell phone, go into social media, and then the random post that way. I don't like that. Can I just get an overall? Can I go to maybe get an NBA.com sponsor thing where you have to go to that on your phone and then you list? It's real simple. I thought of this for 2 seconds, and I got a great idea. But anyway, Call of Duty Warzone, like and gripe. I like how quickly the game loads. You get in and out of games. You can come back into the game, into the Warzone, quickly. The gripe is the game is 92 gigabytes, and I'm downloading an update as we speak. And I don't understand why it's 92 gigabytes. I don't get it. The free version of the game should not be 92. It's as big as Red Dead Redemption 2. I get, but Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm assuming has more canned animations. I'm guessing. I'm guessing it has more video cutscenes, video. But oh man, I don't. Maybe the Modern Warfare game is downloaded in there. And then if I unlock it, then I don't have to download the rest of the game. But one of my friends told me if you download Modern Warfare, then it's another 100 gigabytes. I just don't. Doesn't seem to be that. There's one map. And I don't get why it's that many gigabytes. So that's the point. Okay, so we went over that. My girlfriend played I'm trying to get her to beat the first Resident Evil, or the remastered version of it, or whatever. And she does not like scary games, and I make her play it at night, and she freaks out, like I said before. But this time she got so mad. There's a part in the game where you get a dog whistle. You find a letter that explains that this guy hid a key inside a dog collar, and this dog answers to this dog whistle. And so it tells you where to go to blow the whistle, but you find the whistle before. So you get the whistle, you go to the second story balcony, which doesn't make any sense because how can a dog come to you on a second story? But that's besides the point. And so these two dogs, when you blow the whistle, these two dogs come out, and she's not used to shooting in this game. And the shooting in this game is very tank-like and very robotic, very heavy. You can't run and shoot. So she dies twice, and she gets mad and she quits, and she throws a fit like she's 5 years old. I don't want to play this game. I want to play FIFA. And I'm like, no, this you gotta. I'm trying to teach her because when she gets nervous, she just presses random buttons, and I want her to stay calm. And I don't want her to play FIFA over and over and over and over and over again. I want her to play different kinds of games, get used to different kind of mechanics, and kind of see which games she likes and dislikes. She likes the puzzle solving. She likes the searching around rooms and the atmosphere, but she doesn't like the jump scares. And so, but I'm thinking that's going to help her deal with her. She gets anxiety. She wore one of her Fitbit things while she's playing. Her beats per minute went up to 110, something like some stupid for playing a video game. Nervousness. I kind of want to play mine and see, put mine on and play and see how, what my beats per minute is. Playing this should be a fun thing. Okay, the Xbox Series X gameplay showcase, which was a little bit of a letdown, only because I think the anticipation was too high. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it said game engine reveal, and when you say gameplay, you mean what it looks like when we're playing, not when you're playing, and then you go into photo mode, zoom out, and make everything look cool. So that was very anticlimactic. Bright Memory Infinite. It looked like this cool first person. It looked like what game was that? Not Killzone. The one with the Titanfall. The gun almost looked identical to Titanfall, and it was Titanfall with a grappling hook and a sword. That's what it looked like to me. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool game. That looked looks good. And then it, for some reason, said made by one person. I'm like, oh, so it must not be that difficult. This engine must be already built. Must not be that difficult. So why are you showing me your first ever gameplay Xbox Series X showcase, and then you show me a game that looks good, but then don't say it's made by one person? What happened? Would the game be twice as good if you put two people on it? There's certain things. Call of the Sea, an adventure game set in the 1930s. I don't looked interesting. Chorus looked okay. Space combat shooter. It was all right. Dirt 5. I might play a race or two. Madden NFL 21. Hey, just so everybody understands, whenever they show NBA 2K, or actually it's just Madden. Excuse me, I'm wrong about this. But anytime they show Madden, the first ever trailer gameplay footage is going to be under 5 seconds. They never have a good gameplay reveal. They showed every other Madden except for Madden 21, pretty much in that one. Scarlet Nexus, I don't kind of like anime. I don't like it. I know. Scorn looks like an Aliens ripoff. Of course, Aliens probably ripped off something else. Second Extinction looks like a fun multiplayer shooter where you kill a whole bunch of dinosaurs. Awesome. Ascent is the only game I was thinking about buying because it's said it's like a cyberpunk Diablo, and my girl likes Diablo 3, so I might get this eventually. The Medium looks really interesting. I liked what's that one game that came out on the Xbox? Hellblade. I think it's Am I thinking of? I think it's Hellblade. I can't remember. But it messed with like the psychology. You didn't know what was real, what was not. I like that kind of gameplay. That's a little bit different. And I need to put a note in this because gameplay is getting really repetitive after a while. They need to think of something new or some different kind of now that they're going to next gen. I think it's going to be a smaller increase, I think, in the how they improve is going to be smaller. The percentages, I think. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 looks interesting. I might play that game and try that. Yakuza looks good. All the Yakuza games seem pretty good, but it just didn't have that that punch. It seemed like they kind of overpromised, or maybe my anticipation was too high. If this just came out, I'd be like, "Ooh, this is cool." But since they promised it and we were waiting for it, it just didn't. It didn't hit with the same kind of impact I thought it would. So Warzone. So I tried Warzone out. We'll go back to that. We tried to play. Well, the reason I got Warzone, downloaded a 98 gigabytes worth of Warzone, is because one, my friend Ray, always bugs me to play these games. That and Apex, these free-to-play games. I don't like playing free-to-play because I don't think games should be free. And then the free version of the game they give you, it's going to entice you to buy more. Like, can I just get a good $60 quality game? Okay, and then if you want to release things, maybe like a $5, $10 thing afterwards, I'm up for it. But can I get the good quality first? But maybe I don't know. It's like they make a 100% game, let's say. They make a full game, and then they release 10 or 20% of it free. And all the other stuff, there's... but I don't know. I don't know. It's just, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how I feel about it. It seems like a slimy way to get money to me, but it's a good business model because apparently it's working. Fortnite's the same thing. Fortnite's free, and all the cosmetics, people spend money on cosmetics and all that stuff. I guess it's good for business wise to get money out of children who want to have the new gun or the new skin or the new animation. But there should be a way to earn all this stuff. Like put advertising in your game, but like a Coca-Cola month or whatever. And if I play the game enough or earn some achievements, I should be able to unlock everything. I think more people would gravitate towards that than a pay $5 and get this emote pack. But I'm not a businessman, so maybe that's just me talking out of my ass, but I'm not too sure. But so I played Warzone because my girl, some people at work, one of her friends plays it with her boyfriend, and she was like, "Oh, you should try this. I like this kind of game. We should play on Xbox." Oh, no, she has her friend has PlayStation, and it's Warzone's cross-platform. So I was trying to get to play the game because she likes when I explain games to her because it's time together. And so, so I'm playing Warzone to figure out the game so I can play with her, and I'm kind of enjoying it so far. I'm not going to play it very long. I'll probably play it for a few more weeks and then delete it. But I like Battlefield more because it feels like you're in a war zone. Or at least what I imagine a war zone would be. I've never been on the ground, obviously, with a gun in my hand. But just the overall feeling, you can hop in tanks, you can get in planes, you can get in helicopters. It just has a better, more immersive feeling. I don't know really how to explain it. And then, let's see, the Firestorm? Yeah, I played 3 matches of Firestorm on Battlefield, and the loading took so long. And normally it's fine because you load into a game and then you play a game for 30, 40 minutes in normal Battlefield. But in the Battle Royale game, you can get killed instantly, and then you have to wait another 5-6 minutes to hop back in. And when I played Firestorm, there was no way to get back in the game. There was no way to earn your teammates back in. I don't know if it's that way now. I'm not downloading another 100 gigabyte game to figure out about Firestorm, but I can see why people like either one. I can see why people like both. Let's see, what else am I doing? Oh, I want to go back to Scottie Pippen and the Chicago Bulls. Scottie Pippen, I heard a report that he does not like the way he is viewed, or what is the right word? What word am I thinking about? Son of a bitch. What is he? Portrayed. That's the P word I'm looking for. Got it. He doesn't like the way he's portrayed in this series. And I wrote down just the things off the top of my head of why he should be looked at kind of upset. Why he should be looked at sideways. The migraine game, I've had headaches before. Never had a mind-splitting migraine where my vision doubles. So I don't know about that. But fine, people have had migraines before. It's debilitating. Give you a pass on that. Michael Jordan leaves. You're the man. You lead your team to the playoffs. You're in a playoff series. You should be, basketball-wise, ready to risk everything in your power to win this series. That's what you're there for. That's why you get paid millions of dollars. That's why you're able to lead the life that an extreme small percentage never get to live. And you quit on your team. You did not get up because your coach, who you love and have respected all of their decisions, gave the ball to Tony Kukoc, who has proved himself to be a big shot maker in the season. And he's a rookie, I believe, in this season. This is his first season in the league. And he's saved the team before. So why don't you trust the guy who you say you trust and love, Phil Jackson, to give the ball to Tony Kukoc and have him hit a shot? Now, I get that he's the main guy, but it's a team game. You can't take all of the shots. He's a better shot maker than you. Even as a rookie, he's a better shot. Tony Kukoc made a ton of clutch shots because he's 6'9", 6'10", what, 6'8", 6'9", 6'8", left-handed shooter. He's going to be able to get shots off that you can't. He made more fadeaway leaners from the top of the key than maybe anybody that I've seen. Dirk maybe is better at like leaning clutch. I'm not saying overall. Obviously, Dirk's way better. But those weird shots where people are on him, just catch and shoot, he made a lot, like an absurd amount. It's real weird. He came up pretty big in those, and they didn't give Tony Kukoc enough credit in this series. By the way, that's a guy they missed out on. This man left a country that was in civil war. All the crazy stories he could have had. But whatever. Scottie quit on the team. Didn't get up. Unforgivable, I think. Anyway, I don't think I could ever look at a guy the same way again. Could you imagine if that happened today? But whatever. Didn't get surgery in the 98. They are running on fumes. They just won back their 5th NBA championship. The contract you signed, by the way, and that the owner told you not to sign, you don't like it, and you want to renegotiate. Well, you don't get to renegotiate, guy, until your contract's up. You agreed. I will play 7 seasons for $18 million. Oh, everything went up, and I didn't have the foresight to see that, and I locked myself into a bad contract. Well, that's your fault, Scottie. And by the way, they did end up doing him right. They gave him when they signed and traded him after the 6th championship. He had an extra $20 million because he signed with the Bulls, which gave them the right to sign him for more money, and then traded him. So you got your money, Scottie. But he's happy. He's fine now. But back then he was bitching and complaining, and he put more stress on his teammates that you so-called love and would do anything for, blah, 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 blah. He put Michael Jordan in a situation where he had to carry that team more than he should have, more than he needed to. It was just like, you're not hurting the owners. You're hurting the whole team. And asking for a trade mid-season when you're trying to go for your 6th championship, how selfish is that? Jeopardizes the 98 season. Puts more... anyways, but like he had all these things, and granted, everyone says they love him. He was the best teammate they had. I'm not there. I wasn't there. But just by those selfish... And a few actions do not... What word am I thinking of? It doesn't... A few messed up actions, a few ill-advised decisions do not make a person. They do not decide who that person is. But it's a big part. A big, big part of how you get looked at. And so, I don't know. It was just... I was upset that Scottie said, I'm not happy with the way I'm portrayed. And then, can we stop NBA players from the past saying that you were almost traded to the Chicago Bulls? There were talks of me going to the Chicago Bulls. Could you imagine me and Michael Jordan playing together? Jalen Rose came out and said he was going to be traded to the Chicago Bulls, which he played for the Chicago Bulls later in his career. But he was going to get traded. Him and Sean Kemp are going to get traded there for Scottie Pippen and some other stuff. NBA teams, can everybody understand? And who else said? Oh yeah, Tracy McGrady. Could you imagine what my career would have been like playing with Michael Jordan and blah blah? You mean you were a young arrogant player? Like you think you're the shit basically, and you go with Michael Jordan? You think you two are gonna work out? Like it might not work out, young Tracy McGrady. You may have the foresight now to, like, if you could have gone to time machine, that trade happens, and old T-Mac tells young T-Mac, hey, just listen to Michael, be his second. You wanted to be the man, Tracy. You wanted to be the guy. And you think that would have worked out? Like, I personally don't think so. You needed someone to fall in line and to be second and to accept that role. And maybe at first you could have done it, but then that little ego starts to come in, that creep in. Oh, I'm better than him at this. I'm better than him at that. Unless Michael's just, he's better than everybody in history. But it's just, I don't know. I don't like these players coming out and saying they could have been what my career would have been like if I would have been on the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, you would have been on Michael Jordan's team, and you might not have liked it. Just trying to maybe get their name in the limelight. But there's times, sorry, not times. Teams talk about trades all the time. You see these posts on Instagram and Facebook and ESPN. The Warriors were talking about trading Steph Curry to this team or Klay Thompson to this team and this team. There are a few ones that almost happened, but there's a lot of times where GMs just talk. Hey, what could I get for Klay Thompson? And they have a random conversation. So it's not that everything was signed, sealed, and delivered, and then one thing happened, and it blows up the trade. But they randomly have discussions about, oh yeah, that would be good, and then it goes up a ladder, it goes to a different person, that person agrees or approves it or cancels it. It's just, I'm not even in the league, and I know that teams randomly talk about trades all the time. But anyways, we are past the 30-minute mark, well past the 30-minute mark, 36 minutes in now. Hope you like the podcast. Hopefully I tried to stay on subject with the 2 or 3 subjects I was talking about, 2 or 3 topics I was talking about. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Let me know how I did if you want, what you would like to see me talk about, if there's anything you'd like to see me talk about. You have a good day. This has been the Chase Carter Concept Podcast.